Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Today I was going to be talking about the unconscious and some of the self-sabotaging blockages and fears and the cleverness of the unconscious to sneak its way into our life and block us, because it happens to me a lot. I would say it happens a little bit less now that I'm kind of evolving and trying to really bring my soul's true greatest joy into my life. It but still, it has a way of getting in there, hacking into my system and surfacing and blocking me. I still find myself falling into certain bad habits, and I've been doing a lot of meditation lately too. I've been doing like 30 minutes a day, sometimes 20 minutes, but I'm really just going over my life, going through past experiences, in particular experiences where I've had friendships with people and then they ended up bad. This is romantic friendships and just regular friendships too. Things that ended bad. Things that ended with on a negative more than a positive. I've been doing a lot of that, and that's really healthy. It's really beneficial when you do that kind of stuff. It's in a sense, it's like spiritually, it's like you're bringing back that energy that you kind of left behind from that past experience. This is something that Carlos Castaneda would teach too, about recapping your life, recapitulation, going over your life, and bringing back the energy that you kind of left behind with other people. You're kind of like taking it back in a spiritual sense. You know, um, Energetically, I don't know how true that is, but it does kind of feel like you're really bringing back energy. You're kind of sealing up, you're solidifying your aura. You're creating those healthy boundaries within yourself. But yeah, so I've been doing that. And as I was thinking about a certain friendship that I had back in the day, this is what the guy that I had met back in '85. I'm a musician. He was a musician. We met through the whole music scene back then. By 1998, we're in the same band together. I'm playing guitar. He's playing bass. And by somewhere in 2000, the other three band members, me, the drummer, and the singer, we realized that his playing is just not up to par. He's not holding his end of the music. It's just not there. So a certain day we decide to go our separate ways. So he's out of the group, and we ended up disbanding like 6 months later because we never found a bass player. So then we go to 2014, and this guy contacts me. And by the way, that whole letting him go, it kind of ended on a bit of a negative kind of a experience. It wasn't a really an angry kind of negative, but it was kind of like, we just don't click, and there was just unsaid, uncomfortable vibes going on between the four of us, where we can tell he's feeling bothered. Something's up. But whatever. He doesn't want to speak his mind. Let him go. But so 2014, he contacts me, and I talked to him on the phone. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's sounds like he's cool and everything's cool, and he wants to get together with me. He goes, "Hey, let's eat lunch and hang out and talk about old times and do all that. Just check up on each other, see what's up." So I'm like, "All right, that's cool. Let's get together." So we end up going to a place to eat. And the first thing I notice is that he has this folder with him, like a binder. And we end up sitting down, and um, we don't end up talking about old times or anything like that. He does kind of starts talking about, "Hey, I just want to apologize about my attitude back in the day, and so and so, and I'm really sorry." And in my world, I'm just kind of like, "I don't really know what you're talking about. I have no bad blood with you. I didn't have anything negative. It just wasn't the chemistry between the group wasn't there, so that's why he had to go. You know, if someone can't realize that or something, they're really not really judging their playing ability in a truthful way, which is what I discovered with him, and so did the other guys. But yeah, so he was going through this whole apology stuff, and I'm like, dude, I never had anything against you in the first place, so don't even worry about whatever's on your mind. There's nothing there. I have nothing against you. So then he went and started getting into this, opening this book, and he was really basically telling me that he wanted to get in a band with me again. And he was started outlining all of this plans that he wanted to do. He was basically telling me that we're gonna be playing once a week, and he's gonna be involved in hooking up the gigs at certain bars and clubs, and I guarantee you that we're gonna make $1,000 a month. And since he left that band back in 2000, I know that he had gotten into being a very business minded kind of a guy. He got into going to these seminars about making money, and he got into selling insurance. I don't know what kind. I think car and life insurance. I don't know. I wasn't involved in his life, but I just heard through the grapevine of other friends that he was doing this. Like, he was changing who he was. He went from being like a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy to a suit and tie kind of guy, and really representing himself as a businessman. Whatever, nothing against that. But so yeah, he started kind of having that kind of demeanor with me, and really outlining this whole thing about the band. And I'm just kind of tripping out. Like, give me time to think about this stuff. And I need to hear where you're at as far as a bass player. We need to get together and play together. Because the chemistry between musicians for me is very important. I can't just really read a bass player wanting to play rock music. Oh yeah, I want to play rock music. Let's hook up. All right, it's there. You're in. There's got to be that chemistry. It's just like in any relationship, friendships. You get along, or you don't get along, then it doesn't get close, or all that. So once we had our little lunch right there, he goes, "Hey, I got some of my music in the car right here." So we chilled right there in the parking lot, and he was playing me some of his stuff. And he was telling me that he had grown as a player, and he was showing me his music, and I was hearing it, and I don't hear any kind of growth, anything like that, But I'm really kind of really at a loss for words, like trying to think of how to really tell this guy in a nice way that things aren't going to work out. So I eventually told him, well, just give me a few days, send me some of your music over the computer, and I'll check it out in more detail. I'll be able to hear it more right there, and I'll make a decision. I'll contact you. So I heard his music, and I was really, really thinking about how can I tell him that I don't want to play with him. So I eventually talked to him, called him up, and told him, yeah, the music you're playing, it's just not stuff that I'm into and all that, and yeah, so it's just not going to work out. So he was like, yeah, okay, man. Well, I guess, yeah, that's cool. All right, dude. Well, I'll talk to you later. So that ended right there. And I told another friend of mine who was a drummer that I've been playing with, just studio time. We just get together and jam out. I'd let him know. And he ended up telling me that throughout the years that he has been doing this kind of agenda with other people, other musicians. He would call people up that he knew and go, hey, let's do lunch and talk about old times. And then he would outline this whole thing about wanting to hook up as a band. And the other guys would turn him down too. There was two other guys that turned him down, but then those interactions ended up being negative, where this friend of mine ended up telling those other people, F off, and it ended in a bad way. And with me, it didn't end that way, but it ended up him kind of like sounding like he was hurt and all that stuff. But I'm like, oh, whatever, I hear his playing, and he's talking about that he improved, but he hasn't improved. He's really not judging his playing in an honest way, in an objective kind of a way. So then he ends up calling me, or not, sending me a text. I think it's probably like in 2017, saying, "Hey, dude, hey, let's keep in touch. Let's I'll send you some of my music, and you can check it out, see where I'm at nowadays." And at this point, because from 2014 to 2017, he had contacted another friend of mine, and doing the same kind of thing again too. Hey, let's share music and all that stuff, and let's talk about what's going on, where we're at, and all that. And he tried to really get into another band with another guy, and that ended up being a negative confrontation going on too. So I'm like, this dude wants to do this again with me. He's trying to hook up with me in a band, and this is just not going to work out. So I ended up, in the text, I just told him, dude, this we're not going to ever be in a band together. As far as right now goes, this is not just gonna, it's not going to happen. There's no chemistry between us. I don't hear it in the music. So good luck with your music, and I hope you find the proper people to play with, because I'm already doing my own thing and it's just not going to work out. So good luck. Take care. Peace. I ended it on a positive. And he just texted me back. The only thing he texted me back was "fuck off." So I was like, whatever. I didn't reply back. Nothing. I didn't do anything. I just deleted his contact and his email, and just left it at that. Whatever. So, as time went by, I did feel anger towards the guy, and you go through these thoughts about, yeah, maybe I should have texted him back, saying something bad back to him, but I think I did the right thing. I didn't reply back. I didn't say anything. I just severed the relationship with the guy, which felt really good at the time too, because he was more of a a destructive hindrance in my life, in my evolution. This is someone who's not growing as a person, whereas by 2017 I'm kind of growing more spiritually. I hadn't become aware of the Thunder Wizard's path yet until January of 2018, but I was getting there. I was starting to get there. I was getting more involved in spirituality and wanting to really grow. I wasn't aware of all of this unconscious kind of stuff, not on this deep level that Thunder Wizard has taught, but I was getting there. And yeah, so I realized that I did hold on to some anger towards this guy about that situation when I was doing some meditations a few days ago. So last night I ended up having a dream with this guy, and I don't remember much of it, but I just remember that he had me he had me tied up in a chair. I had my hands behind the chair, and he had me tied up, and he was kind of, I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was, yeah, he was really pissed off about the way I treated him, and now it's time for payback, and I'm going to show you who I really am now. And then he walked out of the room, and then when he came back, he was like in a like a reaper, like a cloak, a robe with the whole hood, like a reaper kind of thing. And he had an axe. And but seriously, and he came back, and his face turned into like a monsterish kind of a face, like those Sith lords in the Star Wars. He looked like it was like a red burnt skin, and he was like, "This is who I really am. I'm an evil person, and I'm gonna end your life right now. I'm gonna take back all of that. I'm gonna take my anger out on you right now." And I basically I think he had that axe. He was ready to chop my head off, and I just told him, "Dude, you're not going to do nothing like that, dude. You know why? Because we have a good friendship. We're friends. You're just angry about what happened in the past. You're having a hard time facing the unconscious things that you have going on in your own mind. You're distracting yourself from all that. You're trying to take it out on me. I was there for you when you broke up with the woman you were about to marry, and you shed tears. Who was there for you? I was there. I was there. I had your back. I was giving you compassion. I was just there for him, comforting him, making him feel respected, and feeling like you got family here. I'm here for you, dude. I'm here. I'm your brother. So I told him that kind of stuff, and I told him, dude, I turned you down because of tough love. I'm trying to help you to evolve as a person. You need to really look at your talent, and notice how disciplined are you. Are you disciplined, or are you really not seeing yourself in the true light? And I could tell like it was affecting him in that dream, where he was getting frustrated, and he really wanted to. Then he really wanted to cut my head off to stop me from talking about all this truthful stuff. And I ended up like kind of lunging forward and getting in his face and like, dude, no matter what you do, I love you as a brother. I have good intentions for you. So do what you got to do, but just remember, you're making your problems even more deeper. They're gonna follow you wherever you go, in this life or any other life. And eventually, he started like he started resorting to tears. He started like really crying and like breaking down. Really realizing that he was doing the wrong thing. So once he started crying, then I woke up and I just kind of tripped out on the dream. It's like, oh, what a trip. So that tells me that I'm really making some progress as far as holding on to anger towards the guy. You know, um, yeah, that's what I was realizing because I've been going over it in my meditations and just trying to understand. Just trying to see that any resentment that I have towards him is really a reflection of something within myself that I have. Am I clicking with this guy on that anger level or am I not? You know, and maybe in the past I was. You know, that's the whole karmic relationship that was going on there. Some kind of a meeting of the minds of the energy in regards to anger. And what can we do to distract ourselves from our unconscious, from evolving? And who knows where he's at now? I wish him all the best, but at that time, he was more into distracting himself, with these anger issues that he had. Whereas I'm really more trying to evolve and doing all of these Thunder Wizard practices of especially that Turisa's mantra, the mudra, really helps to solidify your boundaries, and the Vedic astrology, doing a mantra, getting a mantra based on your chart. These things really help to solidify your boundaries. It really helps to evolve you as a soul, and really helps to eliminate those people in your life that you've reached a karmic end with. That either they're going to change who they are and try and progress with you, or they're going to go out of your life, period, because they're not helping you in any kind of way anymore. You know, there's just too much of a blockage there. Sometimes we can use those blockages, though, to really catapult us forward. But sometimes they just reach a karmic end where it's just too unhealthy to be around a person. And things end like that. Like he ended it on an angry kind of a level. Or I just kind of just ended, I just walked away. I didn't say anything towards him. And yeah, the unconscious is very crafty in its ability to get in there and block us. It has its ways of getting in there. And it's something that we have to deal with all the time. It's important for us to be a spiritual warrior constantly. Be vigilant. We could find out these things through our Vedic astrology chart. So yeah, if anybody's interested in getting that Vedic astrology reading, Thunder astrology reading, go to greg.thunderwizard.com. Still offering 25% off on that. And yeah, always pursue your soul's greatest joy. Bring it into this life and help evolve yourself. All right. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.